The journey toward high-speed rail in America has never been straightforward, and now it seems Amtrak's NextGen Acela launch timeline is back on shaky ground. After quietly updating its website to say the all-new Avila Liberty trains would arrive in May 2025, Amtrak has just as quietly walked that change back. For riders and rail fans watching every update with anticipation, it raises a troubling question. Are we getting close, or are we just getting mixed signals? Let's take a look at what's changed, what it might mean, and whether the Northeast Corridor is truly ready to support the future of high-speed rail. Before we dive in, we'd appreciate your support. This is our brand new railway channel, and we're on a mission to hit 3,000 subscribers. If you're as passionate about rail infrastructure and transit news as we are, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. Thank you so much. In a blink and you'll miss it update, Amtrak recently modified its official NextGen Acela webpage to include a specific launch date, May 2025. For a project long defined by shifting timelines, this felt like a turning point. Finally, a clear, near-term target. But that update disappeared. The page was reverted to its more cautious messaging, coming spring 2025. On Reddit, some speculated this might simply be a placeholder or internal oversight. One commenter suggested that Amtrak is likely holding off on a formal press release until they can lock down a specific day. Whether it was a mistake or a moment of premature confidence, the change, and reversal, raises a red flag. Was this a slip-up from the web team, or a subtle sign that things aren't running as smoothly as hoped behind the curtain? In another Reddit post, users noted that crew training has been a focal point, with engineers actively preparing to operate the new train sets. In another forum, it was highlighted that training began earlier in 2025, and test runs between County and Ham stations resumed after a pause in September 2024. These tests, including a notable run in December 2024, suggest that the trains are in the final stages of validation. The post also referenced Alstom's claim of producing 14 of the 28 train sets by December 2024, with ongoing field modifications addressing issues like hydraulic leaks and window durability, problems that had delayed the project from its original 2021 timeline. On the optimistic side, some users pointed to encouraging signs. One mentioned that while the originally rumored May 5th launch may have slipped by about 10 days, the delay doesn't appear severe and suggests progress is still moving forward. Another shared insight from a conductor currently training on the Avila Liberty, who said if it's June and it's still not in service, they'd be shocked. On the other hand, some remain doubtful. They cited Amtrak's history of missed deadlines and delays, as well as the ongoing difficulties of integrating new high-speed equipment into the Northeast Corridor's aging infrastructure, factors that could still push the timeline further than anticipated. So what do you think? Is this just another optimistic timeline we've heard before? Or does it finally feel like we're turning the corner on high-speed rail in the US? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Even as Amtrak edges closer to launching the Avila Liberty, people are asking a deeper question. Can the Northeast Corridor deliver on the promise of high-speed rail? The trains might be ready, but is the infrastructure? Among the community, skepticism runs high. One Reddit user pointed out that even once the Liberty enters service, its full potential design speed of 186 miles per hour won't be achievable on the NEC. Not now, and likely not for decades. Most of the corridor simply can't support those speeds due to track geometry, aging catenary systems, and federal Class 8 infrastructure limits, which cap shared track service at 160 miles per hour. Class 9 standards, which required for speeds beyond that, are reserved for dedicated high-speed lines, something the NEC lacks. Still, there are glimmers of progress. A future upgrade could raise speeds from 135 to 160 miles per hour, but only after major bridges replacements and new overhead wires are complete. Even so, most of these upgrades, especially major bridge and tunnel projects, won't be completed until 2035. As one user noted, the barrier isn't just track geometry, but the outdated catenary systems that limit electric performance to 135 miles per hour in many areas. Until these are replaced system-wide, the train's full capabilities remain locked behind aging hardware. And there's another complicating factor. The NEC is shared with regional and freight services. So even if Avila Liberty can technically run faster, it can't overtake a slower train ahead of it. That's why some argue the priority should shift, not to headline speeds, but to raising minimum speeds, improving turnouts, eliminating bottlenecks, and adding more train sets to handle rising demand. The Acela Liberty project, initially slated for a 2021 debut, has faced repeated delays. Early testing began in 2020 with 2 train sets delivered to the Transportation Technology Center, but the NEC's nearly 200-year-old tracks pose compatibility challenges, particularly for the train's tilting system, stalling progress. By 2023 and 2024, audits from the Amtrak Office of Inspector General revealed serious flaws: shattering window glass, hydraulic tilting leaks, and misaligned cafe car panels, pushing the timeline from 2022 to 2023, then 2024. These issues emphasize the difficulty of integrating modern technology with an aging shared rail network requiring extensive fixes and eroding early optimism. However, by January 2024, the trains passed computer modeling on their 14th attempt, earning FRA approval for track testing. Between January and August 2024, Amtrak conducted 900 test runs to ensure the safety and efficiency of these cutting-edge trains. As the spring 2025 launch approaches, passengers can look forward to a transformed travel experience. The NextGen Acela is faster and smoother and will offer more frequent departures between major cities, from Washington, D.C. to New York, Boston, and beyond. The Acela Liberty promises to elevate the passenger experience, seamlessly blending speed, cutting-edge technology, and sustainability into one dynamic package. One of the standout features of the Acela Liberty is its increased capacity, with nearly 25% more seating capacity, with room for up to 386 passengers. This capacity boost is critical to meeting rising demand on the nation's busiest rail corridor. In addition to more seats, Acela Liberty makes long journeys more comfortable. Enhanced amenities include additional legroom, winged headrests for added privacy, individual power outlets, 5G Wi-Fi, reading lights at every seat, touch-free bathrooms, automatic doors, and onboard information screens offering real-time updates on the train's location and speed. An enhanced onboard dining experience will feature fresh, high-quality food and beverages available in the new Café Acela, further elevating the travel experience. Beyond their practical benefits, the Acela Liberty trains are also a key part of Amtrak's sustainability goals. As part of its commitment to achieving net zero emissions by 2045, the train will use 40% less energy per traveler. Amtrak's focus on environmental responsibility extends to the interior, with recycled leather used in the seating and expanded recycling and sustainable food programs, further reducing the train's ecological footprint. Amtrak's high-speed rail projects have already created thousands of long-term jobs and will continue to do so as the nation builds its rail network. According to the American Public Transportation Association, every $1 billion invested in high-speed rail generates 24,000 jobs. Senior Vice President of Amtrak's high-speed rail program declared, "Substantial initial investment in passenger rail and HSR provides returns on investment for a generation." These projects support various industries, from manufacturing to technology to construction. Amtrak's focus on domestic manufacturing is evident, with 95% of the train components sourced from the U.S., involving over 70 suppliers across 90 cities. This has led to the creation of more than 1,300 new jobs and the awarding of $280 million in contracts to small and disadvantaged businesses. These investments are not only boosting the economy, but also providing long-term economic growth and job opportunities nationwide. While the new Acela does not yet rival the speed and scale of high-speed rail systems in countries like Japan, France, or China, it marks a strategic step forward, especially in a region as vital as the Northeast Corridor. For some, the investment signals long overdue progress. For others, it raises concerns about cost-effectiveness, infrastructure limitations, and political will. Thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe, and we will see you next time.